All the women on this app, I have a question for you. The answer will surprise you at the end of this video. Why is it that many women get abandoned by their sons and their children when they grow up, so they end up dying in penury? This is more common than you may think. Many women are suffering this. What is the reason? I will tell you. But before I tell you, let me give you another example. There's a woman that was telling us the other day that she had 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. Now these 4 children have grown up and they traveled abroad, and their father died. And she said that she is in so much poverty. She has not seen these children for over 10 years. They don't send her money, they don't send her anything. Now they send the money to her sister. So she has a sister. So the children are using her sister as their mother. So they are using their auntie as their mother while their mother is still alive. So they send money to their auntie. They even bought the auntie almost 3 cars. So now that auntie is now the one sending her money secretly as per sister. After they send her money, she will now send to their real mother small so that she can use to manage. The woman is suffering. The children don't even want to see her. The question is why? Now let's remove the incidences where some women are actually witches. All these young ladies that you are seeing that are evil today, tomorrow they will become mothers. So a witch today will not magically transform to somebody else tomorrow. She will still be a witch. If she doesn't see anybody to bewitch, she will attack her own children. So that aside, one of the reasons why many people grow up and abandon their mothers is that there is something women don't do that men do, and that is play. Women don't play with their kids beyond the age of 1 or 2. Most women only play with their kids when the child is still small, and that time the child has no memory. Do you understand? Like me now, I can't remember anything that happened when I was 1 year old. I can't remember shit. My memory started at year 2. I can still remember a couple of things that happened when I was 2 years old, but 1 year I can't remember. At that 2 years, I can't remember anything my mother did for me. I can only remember the ones my dad did. I can remember my father take us to parks where we played. You know, I can remember when he took us where there was a merry-go-round. I can remember my father carrying me on the laps, on his back. I can still remember. I remember when my father took us to the zoo, and so on. But I can't remember any single thing my mother did for me. What is the reason? The reason is that most women stop carrying their children once the child becomes a bit heavier, which is from year 2. The mother no longer carries the child because the child can walk. But father can be watching a TV and can put the child on the lap, and both of them will you think the child doesn't know? The child is remembering that. So I can tell that my mom probably stopped carrying me when I became heavier, but my father could still carry me. My father would carry me on his shoulder and cross his leg like this, carry me on the back, carry me on the laps. I can still remember. Most women don't have one-on-one talk with their children. Some daughters will get to age 15, 14 and start menstruating. The mother has never discussed menstruation with her, but she has a mother in the house. She has never discussed that topic. So at the end of the day, it is people in the streets, people in the school that will start teaching the child what the blood means. But she has a mother at home. This one-on-one talk, many things I misunderstood as a young man. My father would call me like this. Sometimes wake me up by 4 a.m. and say, come to the palace. I say, see, you are my son. I can never mislead you. This, that. This is how this thing is, truly. You may not understand now, but when you grow up and become a man, you will understand. I can still remember each and every one of those heart-to-heart, man-to-man talk. Most women, what they do is instruction upon instruction upon instruction. Because this is the attitude they had to adopt to be able to raise the child. Some people are alive today and they think you are magically alive. Do you know how much effort and how attentive your mother has to be for you not to die growing up? Do you understand? For you not to fall off the staircase, pour water, hot water on yourself, all those things, your mother has to adopt a certain character to be able to protect you. And what is that character? Is what? Cursing out, being protective, or most women have turned into a monitoring spirit. Anywhere you are, your mother is calling you. What are you doing now? This, that. This is a character she formed after giving birth to you. Even nagging. Some people believe their mother is the worst nag in the world. But guess what? When she was a single lady, she was not a nag. If she was a nag like that, your father wouldn't have married her. She had to adopt this character so that you will survive. That nagging is what she's using to replace beating. Do this now. Oh, I go and do this now. Do this. She will keep repeating the same thing until she will nag you to boredom. You go and do it. Now as an adult, you can fend for yourself. You think your mom is boring. She was not boring before. She became that way because of you. In fact, some women don't even know how to stop. After doing that, adopting that character for 20, 30 years, first son marries, 20, 30 years, second son marries, first daughter marries, it has become part of her. So when you're now about to marry, your mom is trying to impose who you're going to marry. She's used to controlling, and that's the attitude she adopted to be able to protect you. She might even come into your family and trying to be deciding things between you and your husband or you and your wife. You think your mom is a witch. She's not a witch. She was not like that before. It's an attitude she adopted. So when there are such instances of disagreement between mother and children as adults, it's easy for the children to kick out their mother because they can't remember, they don't have any positive memories of the woman. All the memories of her they have is she shouting at them, she cussing at them, she controlling them. They will think that we have the worst mother in the whole world. She was not like that. She's not the worst mother. It's just an attitude she had to adopt. That was how she made sure that you people survived. Some women, their husband died early. The woman has to turn into a tiger to be able to raise all the children. Some women will have 6, 7 children. The man died young. So your mother has to be quarreling and fighting in the street to protect what belongs to you. If you don't know what widows suffer, once people know that there is no husband with this woman, they will start looking for her trouble because they know that they can cross almost all boundaries and she will not be able to fight. That's why many widows look like they are witches. Not be witch. There's no man protecting her. So any small thing, she's ready for fight. Do you understand? She has not always been that way. It's conditions that turned her that way. So, but when there is such an issue, most children can't remember any good times with their mother, any positive memories with their mother. So it's easy for them to kick out the woman. Now she's aging and she's suffering. Your own mother is suffering, but you are sending people money. Somebody will call you, bro, boss, I don't get it. You transfer money, but your own mother is suffering. This is true life story. So as a woman, if you don't want this to happen to you, don't give up carrying your children, even if they are heavy. Don't give up playing. Some single mothers will spend the whole year raising a child. The father of the child, the riffraff father, will show up for 1 hour and steal the whole glory. Why? Because that 1 hour he showed up, he uses almost 55 minutes to play with the child and 5 minutes to knock the mother. You understand? He's using the 55 minutes to play with the child. You see a full grown man like this, he will reduce himself to the height and the intelligence level of a 3-year-old. He will be rolling on the sand. The 3-year-old will be pouring sand on his head. They will be rolling. They will scatter their clothes and everything. He will carry the child, throw the child up, catch the child again, throw the child up, spin around, spin around. This thing is registering in the mind of the child. If you turn around tomorrow to ask the child to describe their father, they will say that their father is jovial, happy person. He's full of life and joy. Who told you? It's just an attitude he put up for an hour. If you go to many married homes, men spend at least 1 or 2 hours per day playing with their child. And science says that it's biology, because there's a certain hormone called oxytocin, a bonding hormone, that is released in the body of the man and the body of the child when they play together. But when mother and child play together, it's a different hormone. You see? So as a woman, it's an extra effort to play with your child, but do it. It's an extra effort to take your child to parks. Do it. And when you get to the park, don't just allow the children to play. Do what the men are doing. The men will go there with those swings and try to play with the children. Try and learn that. Don't stop playing with your child just because they have passed 2 years old. Mark out time in your day, in your week, in your month. When you see the father and the children playing, go and join them. Go and dress in your play skirt and join them there. Do you understand? To avoid this kind of thing happening, because when they grow up, if they can't remember any positive memories with you, it's going to be a disaster if you guys have issues. And trust me, there's going to be issues. Some of your children will turn out good, some will be idiots. Some will be total idiot. You have invested everything for 30 years, the child just gains some salary and they turn to idiot. like and subscribe, follow me.